If you've currently got a G430 Max, is it going to be worth upgrading to the new 430 10K Max? Is that 10K MOI actually going to be giving us anything extra? And that's exactly what we're going to be finding out today, because I'm going to be putting these two drivers head to head on GC Quad, two different data sets, two different swing speeds, one at my normal swing speed, one at a 90 mile an hour swing speed. Good data set of both to see how they perform head to head. And then I'm going to be hitting the absolute hell out of these drivers, like as bad as I can, out the heel, out the toe, trying to get some comparable shots, just to really try and define and see if I can see a difference in the forgiveness. Is that 10K going to help you out on the miss hits, help you hit more fairways, help you retain more ball speed and more distance? Well, let's find out. Also, if you haven't done already and you fancy being an absolute legend, helping us get to 20K subs, please go smash that subscribe button. Right, starting off at my normal swing speed. First up, the standard G430 Max. Specs 9 degree, set 9 degree, but flat. So playing 9 degrees, but in the flat setting. Weight set neutral. Felt ripped for the first one. Yep. Don't mind that. Actually, yeah, it was a tiny bit low in the head, really good number. 12 launch, 2100 backspin, 145 efficiency. We're going to be starting off with good shots at my swing speed. And then obviously later on I'll show you 90 mile an hour, good shots and bad shots. So this setup, Ventus, the 2024 Ventus Blue 5X, playing 45 inches. Now this is obviously just stock standard head, stock standard head weight. 3/4 of an inch shorter than Ping's standard length, which is 45 3/4. Now this swing weight's at D4, so that's obviously something to be mindful of if you're going to go to a more sort of normal shaft, sort of less counterbalance shaft, even though this is a pretty lightweight shaft and a 5X, 3/4 of an inch shorter than Ping's standard. Still swing weight's at D4, so if I was to make it 3/4 of an inches longer, you know, you're talking a very, very heavy club, probably D8 sort of swing weight, which is unmanageable for most people, so definitely bear that in mind when it comes to these heads. But yeah, what a start. In a bad second one either. Oh, maybe turning a bit. Catch the bunker. Felt good though, felt really good. Little low spin to be fair, this for me with a draw. Probably realistically the game in 10.5 in this, I would say. But again, this is, from me, my knowledge, just going to be really interesting to see how these heads do compare out the middle. So, you know, if I'm in the bay with someone who needs a bit higher spin, a bit lower spin, whatever the case may be, I want to know how all of these heads perform. And then, yeah, really later on trying to miss hit the absolute hell out of these to see if I can see any difference in forgiveness. Well, that felt really good. Hold up. Ooh. Just hung on in there. Striking it well. Got that 32 yards right. Oh, most holes, that's going to be a bit borderline, but I mean, it's a fantastic strike. 3 degrees into out path, face 0.3 degrees open. So realistically, the face was dead square relative to the direction I was swinging. That's enough to make it go 32 yards right for me. So that on most holes would probably not be in play. They do feel good though. I must say these pings really have grown on me since I got them, and I've seen what they've been capable of doing in the bay against every other brand. And yeah, I must say they're right up there. That felt very solid as well. Striking this thing really well. Can absolutely take that. Yeah, let's look at that strike pattern. Again, it's borderline for me, 2000 spin. Like to see a fraction more, but that's more from a fitting perspective. Again, 167 ball speed, I mean 146 efficiency. That's something I see out these ping heads all the time in fittings. And they're mega efficient. That was not a good strike, but it actually might go in the hole. Go on, please go in. Go on, go on, go on. Oh. That was such a bad strike. Again, it doesn't look too bad on the kind of graph there, but I don't know, picture. But wow, 146 efficiency still, 2200 backspin, 287 carry. I mean, Perfect example of why pings are great on miss hits. Again, that felt pretty good. It'd be really interesting to see with the 10K. I have hit quite a few left with this, or just like that, bit too much of a draw. Like, that's my only gripe, I guess, with ping for me personally. Having that left miss, I do find that they are that little bit left-sided. Again, I know we've got the weight set neutral for this to be, you know, comparable to the 10K, so we could put that in the toe, could go up and loft and turn it down a little bit to open the face, which is probably what I would do, but generally speaking, they are a little bit left-sided, so it'd be interesting to see if the 10K is as left-sided as this. So up on there, we've got a pretty wide dispersion with that, which is obviously all down to me. Pushed a few, as I kind of do, pulled a few, as I do. So the biggest left was 41 left, biggest right was 35 right. But as you can see, there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that kind of push straight right, 4 kind of pretty straight, 4 just down that left side, probably somewhere between 25 and 30 yards left, and then 1 at 41. So predominantly kind of straight to left and pushing a few, but yeah, just find that they can turn over a little bit. Right, so jumping into the 10K, we'll compare performance numbers of the two after this set. So obviously, footprint now a lot bigger. Now, Ping have really made this as wide and as long as they physically really can, while maintaining that 460cc limited head size. So heel to toe and front to back is really long, like a bigger footprint now. Obviously trying to stretch that CG as far and low and back as they can to really increase that MOI as much as possible, hence 10K. The weight in the back of the standard max is 22, this is 28. Now head weight does increase about 2 grams, so 201.5 to 203.5. So swing weight goes up to a little bit over D5 now, that little bit more head weight. It does, you can just start to feel that, it does feel that little bit heavier again, adding mass, more mass low and far back to increase that MOI. Am I going to be able to tell the difference? Ooh. This one, straight right. Actually, it's not too bad, to be fair. I actually did very well. I thought I was going to go miles right. Because that was, yeah, out in the toe. Good numbers, actually. 2,300 backspin. I mean, that held its line really, really well. I mean, from a pretty harsh toe strike, and it didn't actually feel that toey, which is weird for me, because normally I miss by about 3 mil on there, and I go, oh, that was so bad. But actually, I didn't feel that bad. It felt pretty solid. 146 efficiency, so that basically means no matter where we really struck it, that's pretty much not getting any more ball speed from anywhere else in the face. That's really, really good. 12.5 launch, 2,300 backspin, 292 carry, held its line really well. It's pretty damn good. Okay, again, interesting. It really felt like that was probably quite a big left swing. And okay, it's a bit turned over, but again, slightly toey. Spin drops to 19, so we turned it over a little bit. That's actually quite impressive because that led the path 2.4 into out face, 3 degrees closed relative to the path. So that means it'd be slightly closed relative to the target. Started pretty straight, slightly right, curved round. Obviously, the slightly right start direction is going to be coming from the very slight toe strike. But again, it really hasn't geared that much at all. It hasn't curved that far offline, especially considering the spin dropped less than 2,000 and the lower spin exaggerates curvature. So yeah, again, only 25 yards left to target, and what felt like a toey left one, again, it's impressive. That felt pretty decent. Certainly take it. Strikes definitely moved slightly out into the toe consistently, which I wasn't quite seeing with the max, but not a terrible thing considering the results. Again, 147 efficiency, mega efficient. So we might be getting a smidge more out of it. But again, the swing speed down, so the ball speed's not higher. Again, great numbers. 13 launch, 23 backspin. I mean, it was a tiny bit low, but from what I'm seeing so far, this head might even be a touch spinnier. I will say something, though, which I didn't think I was going to say, in all honesty. This does actually feel more solid. It might sound stupid, but I didn't really expect to really be able to kind of feel a difference, and yeah, I do feel I can. Oh. Huh, interesting. Knocking clubs over, but okay, I don't really know. Like, that just didn't feel great, that one, but it's showing like it's a pretty decent strike location. Apparently, it was very good. Yeah, I don't know, that one just didn't. I expected that to go way right, but yeah, what a result. But again, that's 4 shots in a row. One that I thought was going right, but really wasn't too bad, would have been in play. One that I thought that was going to go left, again, really wasn't that bad in play. And then the last two, I mean, one on the green, that one, again, didn't really feel great, aside from the fact that obviously the strike looks great. I didn't expect it to end up straight. Again, just getting really good results. That's pretty nice. Absolutely take that one. Again, a tiny bit lower in the head. Do seem to strike this one either slightly lower or a little bit more toe side. But again, great numbers, mega efficient, 147, 166 ball speed, 12 launch, 23 backspin, 296 carry. Go in the hole. Yeah, again, really good numbers. Again, I think it was a little bit low in the head. Yeah, again, 148 efficiency. Wow, I don't think I've seen many 148s. Hardly ever, really, but yeah. Okay. Wow. That is 3 drives on the course that I would not say no to. Pretty much exactly same spot, basically the same numbers. Yeah, I don't think I have to need to hit too many more of that. I hit about 18 with the 430 Max, so I'm probably going to get another, 6, 7 shots with this, then we'll dive into having a look at the dispersion and all of the performance numbers. Same amount of shots hit, and it's a very similar pattern. There's a nice little cluster, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-ish down that left side. Another tiny little cluster down the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or so down the right side. And then actually a really nice little cluster down the middle as well of kind of like 6 or 7 shots as well. So, and again, from left to right, we had 39 left to 30 right it was. So really not much difference left to right, not much difference in terms of the pattern we were seeing of dispersion. We averaged 2 yards left of target with the Max, and we averaged 3 yards left of target with this. So realistically, from a bias perspective, I don't really feel like there's anything in it. Again, for me personally, I find both these heads to be a little bit more left biased than I would like to see. So yeah, not a lot in it there. Let's take a look at the performance numbers. So there we can see obviously that average dispersion pattern left to right, fairly similar. I mean, showing there the Max, very slightly bigger, but there's not much in it. If anything, it's showing that the Max front to back was slightly better. Again, that's really going to be far more me than it is the club, of course. Ball speed, nothing in it. Launch, 10K was a tiny bit lower, but I think that's probably going to be me hitting it a little bit lower in the head. We'll see average strike in a minute. Spin, 2200 to 2300. Standard deviations on both of those pretty much identical, nothing in it. So this is showing that the standard 430 Max was 3 yards longer, obviously probably just that little bit higher launch, tiny bit lower spin, meaning that we got 3 yards more carry out of it, but realistically, that could flip. I could do this test again and that could flip. Let's have a quick look at the average club data. So there we go, we can see that swing speed, as I thought, being slightly slower with the 10K, and that is going to be personal, probably because the head weight's slightly heavier, so for me I swung it slightly slower, but it does make up for it by being slightly more efficient. So therefore we saw pretty much the same ball speed out of them. Dynamic loft, like identical. Dynamic lie, we can see the old 430 being 1 degree more toe up. I actually don't know if that's a design feature of the 10K, if it's playing a little bit flatter than the old one or not, but here we do see a slight difference in dynamic lie. Now we can see that average strike being a tiny bit lower with the 10K. Again, that could be a CG thing, pulled right as low as it can, as far back as it can, creating me to hit it a little bit lower in the head, possibly, or it could just be me. But that probably will explain the slight difference in launch and spin. But again, even then, there's not that much in it, is there? Time for some serious mishits, still at my speed. I'm only really going to probably do this at my speed because at the higher speed, you're really going to test the limits of that forgiveness and compare these two to see how they do compare back into the original Max. So in theory, slightly less forgiving. So I'm going to try and see if I can actually notice a difference when I mishit them compared to the new 10K. Oh, I I always hit it low toe when I do this as well. Like, I'm not necessarily trying to do that, but go on. Actually, I'll take that on course. Again, it was very out the toe. Yeah, we go, super low toe. Path was left and face was left. So therefore, if I'd have struck that bang out the middle, it should have started straight to marginally left and curved from there. So the fact that I struck it out the toe probably helped me a little bit because it just offset that start direction a little bit further right, curved, ending up 34 yards left. So, ooh, then that'd be borderline depending on what hole you're on. Obviously mega important, which is why I don't generally look at kind of average numbers, and I'm just trying to see what I think, showing you the shot so you can kind of make up your own mind a little bit as well. But just mishitting them and just getting a feel for what they do and what the result is based on the delivery that I'm giving it. Again, super toe, super toe. I'll tell you what, it is amazing how stable these do feel on misses. Yeah, again, that was it, even slightly worse out the toe. And again, the path was left. Again, the face was close. That should have gone even further left. Get it offset. Hasn't really curved that much, only ending 24 yards offline. With 144 efficiency and decent launch conditions as well. Still carrying 275. If anyone wants to know how I do my toe strikes, obviously set up a little bit more at the toe. Thought process. Bring the hands more into the body. Hold them and turn. More the hands come into the body, more we're going to hit out the toe. There we go. That's so impressive. Like, so, the face was still slightly closed, but it's so impressive. It's ridiculous. Yeah, out the toe. You're not beating that. 144 efficiency, nearly 12 launch, 2.5 backspin. Looks like a perfect little draw, and it felt like I nearly missed it. I just don't feel like they're ever going to improve the performance out of toe strikes. It's so good. Oh, Jesus, that felt so bad. That was, yeah, that one I could feel. Yeah, that was way out in the hosel. Again, not a bad delivery, 3 out to him, 1 open, so it would have been a little bit of a fade if I'd have hit it out the middle. So again, we see it gearing like the face close. So it starts further left, comes back to the right. But again, like, what's that offline? 5 yards? I'll take that. Again, same thing to get my heel strike, setting up a little bit more at the heel. Then from the top, feeling like I'm just throwing the hands away from my body. So again, any of you that have a heel strike, yeah, try and do what I do to hit out the toe. Oh. Wow, that was bad. What a result. that was horrific. So we're kind of seeing 137, 138 efficiency from this, from a real, like, you couldn't get much worse than that. Those two that I hit out the heel were so bad that I literally nearly missed the face. So I thought I had to stop doing it for a second because I thought I was going to break the shaft. It was that bad. But again, I mean, yes, we're going to lose way more efficiency out the heel than we do out the toe, of course. But again, it's really impressive. Back into the 10K, so in the old Max, we were consistently seeing at the toe kind of 144, at times even 1.45 efficiency, so that's ball speed retention, and at the heel, kind of seeing 137 to 139, so it'll be interesting to see how this compares, and obviously looking at the curvature as well, seeing what results we get. Toe first. That is so impressive. It's stupid. I literally reached the greenside bunker, 307 yards. And it was so 146 efficiency. Okay, maybe I was wrong. Maybe they can make it slightly better out the toe. Only a bit, but wow. Is it 1 foot, like, that was so far out the toe, but you would never even know. 146 efficiency, pretty much maxed. 12.5 launch, 2,200 backspin, 281 carry. Obviously swinging a little bit slower than my normal swing speed, trying to miss hit it, but nearly score. Jesus, that's good. That was even worse. That was literally even worse. 270 carry down the middle. Thank you very much. Yeah, even worse out the toe. So we do lose a little bit of efficiency, but still 143, like, that is still so impressive, but the result, I mean, yeah, I haven't even got to say anything. Yeah, it's one thing in this that if you've watched any of our other tests, head-to-heads, where we do this, I get good players to hit it out the heel and out the toe at decent speed to really test the forgiveness. It's very noticeable how much more you get out the toe than out the heel. So if you're someone who consistently strikes in the heel, yeah, work on those toe strikes. Oh my, whoa, that was bad. That was even worse than the last one, I'm pretty sure. How was that gone 295 down the middle? Stupid, absolutely stupid. Yeah, worst one yet, nearly missing it. Still 142 efficiency, amazing considering that was bad. That was absolutely, yeah. Oh. I just can't not react when I hit it that far out the heel. It feels horrendous. Huh. Again, that's damn impressive. Yeah. Okay, it wasn't as bad as some of the ones, to be fair, that I hit with the 430 Max, but it was still very low heel. 142 efficiency, mega impressive out that low heel. Still 275 in the fairway. Yes, that was horrifically bad also. Actually, it's not bad ball flow though. Sit. Similar result. Sit. Yeah, get away with that. Again, the face was open, so even if I'd have middled that, that was always going right. Again, it's probably harder to say out the heel, I would say, than out of the toe. Again, 141 efficiency was pretty good for how bad that felt. Still a decent amount of curve. I mean, let's hit one more. Holy jeez. Go! Yeah. I'll take that, because that, again, was horrifically bad. Yeah, I mean, that was basically as bad as the last one. 139 efficiency, curving back to the middle. I don't know, it's so hard to say. Out the heel and out the toe. I think out the toe it really impressed me, but so did the 430 Max, to be honest. Like, I'd probably edge it to the 10K, but I wouldn't say it leaps and bounds, which you all probably know that it wasn't going to, right? I mean, if you've got a 430 Max, you're going to rush out and buy a 10K because it's worlds better on forgiveness? No, but I would certainly edge it to it and say it is that little notch up. Right, down into the slower swing speed, 90 mile an hour. I'm going to do the same as I did earlier in terms of get two data sets with each and just compare a little bit about the dispersion, a little bit about the performance numbers, distance, all that jazz. Sticking with, obviously, first up, going with the standard 430 Max. Still 9-degree head. The only difference I am going to tweak is I'm turning it up to 10. It was just a little bit low spin at this speed, at this loft for how I deliver it. Wouldn't necessarily be for yourself, even at this speed, so bear that in mind, but for how I was delivering it. So it's the 9-degree turn set on +1 flat. They'll both be set the same. Weight still neutral. Now we change up the shaft. We're going into the stock Alter Seed B. So the counterbalance is 55 gram regular. This is stock playing length, so 45.75 from Ping. Now they do a great job of offsetting that head weight. Even at this length, the swing weight goes down to just over D2, about D2.1. So yeah, great shafts for the heads. Just get set with this. Felt pretty good. Nice. Straight down the line. Good face to fives at 89 swing speed. We'll take that. Good numbers. Again, 145 efficiency. Very slightly out the toe. I do tend to hit it a little bit out the toe swinging at this speed. But again, 145 efficiency, 16 launch, 2200 backspin. It's great numbers. Again, felt really good. 90, just over 90 swing speed. Nice. It's definitely a little bit more toey, that one. Maybe slightly high toe, maybe a little bit lower spin. Yeah, tiny bit more toe again, but again, great efficiency, 146. Nice high launch at 15. Spin just a fraction under 21. Nice high draw. Lovely. Yeah, again, really good. Beauty. Super consistent strike pattern, mega consistent. Again, 146 efficiency, again, 15 launch, 2200 backspin. So actually this, for the way I'm delivering it at this speed, gets really good numbers. Again, I did need to tweak that up in loft a little bit, not just because of swing speed. Again, if a lot of you have been following me for a long long amount of time, you'll know that I've fitted a lot of slower swing speeds for low loft, because it doesn't really, your swing speed doesn't really matter. It's more, well, it does matter, but it's far more important how you deliver it. Are you hitting up a lot? Are you hitting down? What sort of loft are we delivering at the ball? That is what's going to dictate what loft you need and what head you need, not necessarily your speed. Definitely nailing this 90 mile an hour swing speed. Now, it took me a while. I'm not going to lie, it took me a while. But yeah, I felt really good, that one. Felt probably one of the better ones so far. Good delivery. Yeah, 14 launch, 21 backspin, 147 efficiency, great neutral delivery. I mean, those are the ones you really want to look at. Nice neutral delivery, good strike. That is how this head's going to perform on a really good one with a neutral delivery. Right, while I'm in this nice swing groove, let's jump straight into the 10K, get some similar numbers. Again, 9-degree head, set, +1 flat, and exactly the same shaft, the CV55 regular. Now again, I might leave that one in there just to show you, just because it goes right at the bottom. The swing speed was slightly lower there, more around that 88, 87, 88. 148 efficient, mega efficient. Again, this 10K max coming low in the head. And still, like, really good numbers from a low in the head strike. We expect the launch to come down a lot. We expect the spin to come up a lot. Just doesn't seem to do that in these Ping heads. So 13 launch, 2300 backspin, 148 efficiency. Solid numbers from a low strike. Yeah, that's good. Again, very similar to some of those that I was hitting with the original 430 Max there. Slightly toe side, but very good face to path, fairly neutral, very marginally out the toe. Again, nice high launch there at almost 16. Spin it just a smidge over 2000. So again, and 146 efficiency, same as we were getting out of that. Yeah, 232 carry. Again, it's high toe, but this thing just does so well on those strikes. You take that any day of the week. I think I've said this before, but I think I just need to start swinging at 90 mile an hour out on the course. Again, high toe, still 145 efficiency. Launch comes up to 17. Spin actually also goes up, which is unusual from a high toe strike, to 2,200. But that is the best way you can look at optimizing your distance. If you're like slower swing speed and you're looking to gain yardage, high launch, low spin, max efficiency, that is perfect. That one felt very good. Yeah, I mean, that's like the best one. Bang out the middle, pretty much bang on 90 mile an hour swing speed. Really neutral face to path. Again, yeah, love it. Neutral face to path. Really good solid strike. 147 efficiency. Again, it's probably edges on efficiency. To be fair, could be a little bit more head mass, possibly, but it's a very, very efficient head, this 10K. Edges that. Again, nice high launch. If anything, maybe seeing a touch more launch. Close to 16 again there. 2-2 backspin. Just, again, that's perfect numbers for this swing speed. Right, I'm going to get about another 10 more with each, and then we'll look at the data. Right, data time, 90 mile an hour swing speed. So this is the average club data we'll look at quickly first, just to show you the club head speed on average, 89.1 to 89.6. So on average, the speeds were the same, so there's no advantage one way or the other for each club. So obviously I did just delete either side if there was anything outstanding, high or low, to average the same. And there's about 17, 18 shots in each of these data sets. Any horrific ones I did take out was more me, that kind of like hooked or sliced, but the average ones were left in. So we can see average swing speed the same, efficiency exactly the same. If anything, I was maybe at times seeing a fraction more efficiency out of the 10K, like a little bit, but on average data set, it showed out to be the same. Again, loft is only half a degree in it there. That's really more down to me. So we're not seeing too much difference in dynamic loft either at my speed or at this speed. We are seeing a little bit difference in lie angle again, the max being a little bit more upright. So I think that must be actually playing, like the design of the head must be slightly more upright than the 10K. But again, the rest of the club delivery, I was trying to keep pretty similar path there, exactly the same. Angle of attack, basically exactly the same. Face was slightly more closed on the 10K, but not a lot, and that would probably explain a little bit less dynamic loft there, to be honest. But again, they're all pretty decent shots. We'll see in the dispersion in a minute. Yeah, club data there. Very, very good comparison of these heads. Fair comparison. Let's look at the performance numbers. So there we can see the front to back dispersion, pretty similar, maybe slightly better with the 10K, and the left to right, maybe slightly better with the 10K as well on average, slightly more down the left, but only a fraction. So we know that pretty much speed was basically the same, the efficiency was basically the same. So again, the ball speed, pretty much the same. Again, 0.9 of a mile an hour more from the 10K. So we're edging ball speed, but it's less than a mile an hour. So again, that could be more down to me, in fairness, but it edged ball speed. It did launch a bit higher and spin a little bit lower, which I do think I saw. I noticed a slightly higher launch from the 10K. So again, if you need slightly higher launch, great head for you. And yeah, not a high spin head by any means. So we are seeing a little bit more height, a little bit more distance coming from the 10K, 6 yards of carry. Again, I'm not going to look at total because a couple of them might have landed in the rough or whatever on the software. So we're only going to look at carry because that's a fair comparison. 6 yards in it. I mean, again, we're saying the standard deviation is probably a little bit tighter on the spin with the 10K, but then the ball speed was really good with the 430. Launch was the same. I think that's obviously far more me, in my opinion, not the tech or the improvements of the head, in my opinion. Pretty similar faces and whatnot on these clubs. So yeah, I think takeaway from that, 10K maybe a little bit more efficient, but not a lot. Launch is a little bit higher. That's probably about it really, to be honest. Apart from that, there's not a lot in it. So let's sum up. There we go. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Is that what you expected? Did you expect me to see more difference, less difference? Let me know what you thought. You know, I think realistically, the 430 Max is a phenomenal driver. So trying to make a driver that leaps and bounds beyond that is always going to be a tough challenge. And I think they're doing really good jobs as manufacturers. They're doing what they can with obviously the guidelines and tolerances that they're allowed to build within. But really the question was, if you had a 430 Max, would you upgrade to the 10K? No. As long as it's well fitted. And I think that's what it comes down to nowadays. Do you have the right head, LST Max, SFT to fit you? Do you have the right loft to fit you, to give you the right launch, spin, optimized ball flight, carry distance, roll out, all of those things? If you do, it's probably not worth the upgrade. If you've got an older model, that might be different. But realistically, the 430 Max to the 10K, it's not leaps and bounds. But there you go. Again, love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Please stay tuned. Please do subscribe. Trying to get to that 20K. And yeah, I'll see you, hopefully, in the next one.